Well, hello everybody. It's me again, and guess what? It is session number 2. Um, Last week was definitely a eye opener. I don't know if anybody else felt eye opened or if it's just a mute point at this point, seeing as it happened so very long ago. Because I'm old. Anyways, yeah, I'm wearing a headset this week. Had a really bad day today, so not 100% sure how good this podcast is going to be today, but hopefully I'll be in a better mood on the next couple. Um, I got a week to get the fuck over it, right? All right, so last week we covered birth up until, actually, we covered birth up until I was figuring it out today because I forgot how old you're supposed to be when you go into school and grades and yeah, that thing. But yeah, so we covered birth through 10 years old, apparently, because we talked a little bit about some stuff that happened, grade school age and whatnot. So, yeah, just needed to add a couple things to that. Totally remember playing He Man and Battle Cat, having a best friend named Trent, and a boy totally jumping on my back and being a total douchebag. So I flipped him over my back and I stomped on his frickin' balls and told him never to do that again. Okay, so I'm kind of a bitch. Ah. Anyways, um, some people could say I'm a really big bitch. Others could just say I'm easy to use, I guess. Sorry, jumping ahead again. Um, so yeah, so I'm living with my grandparents in California, Riverside, California, to be precise. Um, that's right. Inland Empire represent. Um, yes, I'm missing a tooth. That's later too. But I'll tell you right now, I had it removed because it just kept getting infected. And yeah, I look like a toothless hooker. Again, later. I'm getting ahead of myself. Um, yeah, so we went over the BMX story, the chicken story, the Bill asshole story, and if you all don't know this either, grade school is 5 to 10 years old. So a lot of that crap I told you, I was way younger. It feels like. But I must have been right there in the middle, and my mom must have lived somewhere else because this totally all happened. Um, but then somehow middle schoolish, we moved in with the grandparents, I think. I don't know. Okay, yeah, so living with the grandparents, I remember playing He-Man, Battle Cat. Actually, we were probably in our own. Were we at Virginia Place by that time? Ah, crap. Who the hell knows? Um, I do remember being in our own house, going to a middle school on that end of town in Riverside. Um, but I could have sworn grade school was over at my grandparents. So I think we lived with my grandparents and somewhere else. God, I'm confusing the fuck out of myself. I wish my memory was better. Do any of you find that your memory is rewritten? Well, I'll tell you what, it's a scientific fact. If you are a sex addict or have been raped, and if you have these kind of issues going on in your brain, we rewrite history the way we fucking want to. Yay, history buff me. Okay. So yeah, so we covered a few things. Played He-Man, Battle Cat. So now we are on to middle school. Yay. Middle school, where you start getting breasts, getting fat, bullies are rampant, especially blonde ones who say you're not really going out with somebody. Bitch. Anyways, I went to middle school. I was living with my grandparents, I think, at this time. And the first middle school, not a lot of things that I can remember. I remember really liking a guy. I remember meeting my first rosy boa snake. Um, oh, and telling people I was married to Freddy Krueger. I don't know. I was kind of an outcast. I was trying to gain attention or something. I don't freaking know what the hell's wrong with me. Why would I be married to Freddy Krueger? Who cares? Said I couldn't keep any of my kids. He kept killing them. I'm sick and twisted by middle school, okay, people? I can't help that. Anyways, so yeah, so I remember boy chasing. Uh, then we get over to my other middle school with my grandparents and in Riverside also. The other one was also, but it was on the other side of town, downtown. This one is kind of uptown, because my grandparents were pretty well off. Don't let them fool you. They said they were broke. They weren't broke. Anyways, they were pretty well off. Um, I started going to this school, and it was cool. I made friends, whatever. I was kind of peeved that I had to move and whatever, but made some friends, hung out, blah 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 blah, and needless to say, a couple things really, really went off in this one. Um, Boy chasing, of course. But I do remember getting pinned in the bathroom and being felt up by a kid, a boy. Um, I remember being on the bus and being fingered by a kid. And now see, I'm developing. I was already kind of getting some of these, and already been exposed, like I talked about last time, to lots of sex. So, nothing wrong with it, right? Do all these fun things, and boys like you. At least for the 2 minutes they last. Remember that, boys. Need to last more than 2 minutes. But, yeah. So, bullied by the blonde about my boyfriend, Jesse, who also went to church with me. I was being drugged to church with my grandmother. I liked her a lot. She died a couple years ago, so still kind of a fresh wound for me. Shit, my grandfather, who died probably over 10, 15 years now, is still a fresh wound to me. Um, I just, I don't know. I remember getting shot walking home. I don't know if you can see it now. It's kind of healed and whatnot. Yes, I was walking home. Uh, I had gotten off the bus at the wrong spot, or I had gone to my best friend's house, I think. And I'm walking home, and ahead of me is they were either triplets or it was twins, and a brother a year older. Randy, Ron, and Howard. Shout out to you boys, by the way, if you ever see this, if you even think about me, which I doubt. So, but if you know twins or triplets named Randy, Ron, and Howard, turn them on to this. Those boys, I thought saved my life. But anyways, I was walking home, walking down the street, and apparently my ass was so big at this point that, I wasn't some 300-pound freaking heifer by middle school, but I certainly was not small. So I guess they were aiming for my ass with a BB gun. They didn't hit my ass, they hit my arm. It felt like a rock, just, something ping, like hit me. It was kind of a little painful, but not too painful. And, I looked down at my arm and blood is running down my arm. Ah! Randy, Ron, Howard, I've been shot! I've been shot! Is all you could hear me screaming for about a block. The boys turned around, took me to their house, got me fixed up. Cops were called. My mom was called. Yay! The cops saw a kid when we went back where I showed him where I got shot, or at least what I remembered where I got shot. He saw a kid run in with a barrel of frickin' yeah. Anyways, I think they got busted. Never found out. Had to have surgery to have it removed. Cool. One of my first surgeries. The other one was to take an earring post out of the back of my head, seeing as I slept in my earrings constantly and didn't take them out. Brilliance. I'm pure brilliance, people. Don't you assure me? Anyways. um and this was also the time of, I do believe, I know one for sure. No, that was high school. I think one of my rapes was during this time. It was a trip to Knott's Berry Farm during Halloween. Ride closed down. It's all kind of boarded up and whatnot. Walking by it, get drug into it. The rest, as they say, is history. And I don't remember being that fucking upset about it. Because it was sex. And somebody paying attention to me. I remember being very lonely and depressed. It kind of sucks. Kind of feeling that way today. So I don't have very much more for you here. I don't think I have anything much more for you here. So on that note, I'm going to let this end. See you guys.